Okay, so last time we did an AR-15, I figure it's best if we go ahead and do its direct competitor here. This is a WBP Jack in 7.62x39. It will be our stand-in today for your standard AK platform, whatever you want to call it. Just so that people don't have to ask in the comments, this is Polish laminate furniture, Polish Bakelite grip, ALG AKT EL enhanced trigger, a Bulgarian slab side style polymer magazine. Highly recommend these, by the way. These are my favorite AK magazines. I have several of them. Always worked perfectly flawlessly. Krebs Mark 6 safety lever. KNS piston. On the other side here, we have a 312M from RS Regulate. This is a rear biased mount with AKOT upper and a primary arms 3X micro prism. I got this on sale back near my birthday, actually. Up front, we have a Cloud Rain 3.0 on a CDM gear barrel clamp light mount. Fantastic little clamp mount. I highly recommend this as well. It's been on there for a couple hundred rounds, hasn't even slipped, hasn't adjusted, nothing. Fantastic as far as I'm concerned. $50 for this, well worth it. Up here we've got the Midwest Industries flash hider, which I'm testing right now. This is brand new. Not sure how I feel about it yet. At the back, nothing terribly interesting. GP25 style butt pad just to keep it from skittering around on the concrete at my range. And it gives me a little bit of extra length of pull because I'm built like a silverback gorilla. And your standard Blue Force gear AK sling. Now that we've got all that out of the way, let's talk about how to disassemble this. Step one, as usual, we're going to grab here, put your thumb on this lever, push forward, and rotate the magazine. Once that rotates, it will come right out. Then, you're going to grab the charging handle here and pull back. You can see there's nothing in this chamber, nothing in the mag well. If your gun isn't cocked, you may have to take the safety off and pull back further. But, as we can see, there's nothing in this chamber, nothing in this mag well. Now, most of you won't have to do this because I assume if you are able to assemble this RS Regulate mount and you know how AK mounts work, you already know how to disassemble this rifle, so this video is not for you. However, I can't go any further with this attached to the gun, so I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. Flip this lever here, like so. Pull straight backwards on the mount, and it slides right off. Very nice. This thing holds zero perfectly when taking it on and off, so no big deal taking it off for this display. We're going to close this lever just so it doesn't get bent or something if I drop it. Next, you're going to, this button here, depress it forwards, straight forwards, and when you feel this dust cover loosen up, lift straight up, and it'll come right out. Next, your recoil spring assembly. This disassembles the same way. What you're looking for here is there's a little slot in the rear trunnion, and you see these legs on the bottom of the spring assembly. You're going to push forward until they're free, and then lift up, and it'll come out, like so. Pull straight back out of the bolt carrier. Turn your safety off if it's on. Grab the charging handle. Pull straight back, and it will usually spring out under the pressure of the hammer spring. If it doesn't, just wiggle around, lift, and you'll get it. Now, for this, you do have to know this for the AK every single time, because there is a high chance that when you take this bolt carrier out, it's going to basically disassemble itself. So you need to know how to put it back together. So, to disassemble, you're going to rotate the bolt counterclockwise, like so, counterclockwise, and when you do so, you'll see this cam groove here. Continue to rotate clockwise, and this lug here will slip out of the cam groove, pull straight forward, and your bolt is disassembled. There's nothing else here that needs to be disassembled regularly. There's no reason to do anything further. You can take this piston off if there's a pin, but most AKs are riveted and polished flush. So you would need a drill press to do that. And there's no reason to disassemble your K&S piston like ever unless you break it somehow. This part, if you have the proper tools, you can push this pin out here, and that will free your extractor to be removed and replace the spring. And this pin here can be pushed out to free your firing pin. That you may need to replace your firing pin occasionally. That part is very easy. You push that pin out, drop the firing pin out, and put the new one in, put the pin back in. We'll set that aside for now. The next step is disassembling the gas tube. Now, if you're shooting clean ammunition, American-made stuff generally, you will never need to disassemble this because American ammunition is not corrosive. However, a lot of surplus ammunition, not so much anymore, but a lot of the old stuff on the market will be corrosive. And that basically means it has salts inside of the powder and primer that blow through the gun and it can cause rust. So you want to be able to disassemble this part so that you can take a bore brush to it and a little hot water every now and then. So you're going to push up on this lever here, rotate it straight up. Now, let me point out, a lot of AKs will be very tight here. So if yours is too tight for thumb pressure, I'll show you a couple of ways you can get past this. You can, if you don't have the cleaning kit, you can use the slot where the rail rides on the bolt. You slip that slot over the little lever on the gun and twist. If I can get it to start. You just do that and twist, and that'll rotate it free. However, if you have a cleaning kit in your buttstock, which many might, I'm not sure, and I'll show you how that works. You just, oops, don't hit the camera. You just stick your thumb in here and press forward until you feel the tip of that cleaning kit come out. If you have the cleaning kit on your rifle, there is a slot on the cleaning kit right here that, among many other uses, is specifically made to rotate that lever. Okay? So, regardless of how you do it, there's plenty of other ways. You could use the end of a magazine floor plate. But regardless of how you do it, get this lever flipped up, and then grab the top of your handguard and just lift straight up. It's that easy. It literally just slips right out. There's no reason to disassemble this further. You would need a wrench or a vise to do so in most cases, and there's no benefit to it. The lower handguard can be removed if you want to. There's not a lot of reason to do it, but what you would do is you would flip this lever here all the way forward, and it will spring. Your handguard retainer will typically spring forward, and that will allow you to push forward. Now, to get the handguard out, you will actually need to remove your cleaning rod first, like so. You pull straight down on the cleaning rod and pull forward. Tilt your handguard downwards, and it'll pop right out. You can get in there and clean. For the most part, you never need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back together. Mine is very tight. I fit this handguard myself, so I may have to struggle with it a second. There we go. To put your cleaning kit back in, you just reverse the order, get it situated, and pull up until it drops into that notch. After removing the top handguard and gas tube, this gun is pretty much entirely disassembled as far as you need to go. You can go further if you have to, by taking the safety and flipping it up beyond the safe position and pulling straight out. You don't need to do that for field stripping. And there are other videos that will show you all the details of this trigger pack better than I can on this little video. So don't do that right now. Now, let's get started reassembling. I'm going to start with putting my cleaning kit back. So, round end goes towards the front of the receiver. Just press it into this trapdoor here. Push down until you feel the trapdoor snap over your finger and pull straight out. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and put my butt pad back on too. Next, let's get that handguard back on. You grab your handguard like so, and you see this rim around the front of the gas block, or the rear of the gas block. You're going to take the end of this tube here and kind of just lay it over it. So, first of all, make sure your lever is up and out of the way. Put the end of the tube over that edge. Align it at the rear here and push straight down, like so. And rotate this lever downwards. Again, you may need to use the bolt. You may need to use your cleaning kit. Mine is pretty smooth, pretty nicely made, so I don't have to do that. Next, let's get into the bolt carrier reassembly. This is pretty easy. You just do the exact opposite of how you got it apart. Take this with the lug here facing you, like so. Insert the tail of the bolt into the carrier and push straight back. Now, rotate the bolt clockwise until that lug slips into the groove. Pull straight forward while rotating clockwise, and that is your bolt assembly. Next, let's go ahead and swap hands here so you can see better. The end of the piston goes into this hole here on the back of the sight. So, what I like to do is I turn the bolt sideways, push it in like so. Then while holding on to the right side locking lug here with my thumb, I rotate over, and you have to line this rail, these rail cuts here. As you can see, there's a cutout in the rail there. That aligns with the tail of your bolt carrier group here. So, let's do that. Piston goes up front. Hold the lugs. Put it in position here. Now, you'll feel the spring pressure from the hammer. It will want to kind of push the bolt back out. Just push straight down, hold it in place, and push forward. Just like that. Next, grab your recoil spring assembly. Put the front end into the hole in the back of the bolt carrier. Depress this spring and slip it into that cutout on the trunnion. Depress the spring. Wiggle it until it goes in, and there you go. That is in place. Next, the dust cover. The dust cover has a little ledge up here underneath the sight, as you can see. That corresponds to the front of this sheet metal here. So you have to make sure when you are assembling this that that piece of metal, the edge of this dust cover, sits inside of that groove. If it sits like this, it won't go back together correctly. If it sits like this, it won't go back together correctly. So you're going to start it by pressing into that groove, pushing forward firmly, like so, and then, while it is still in the groove, push, and this is always easier off camera, you're going to push down and forward at the same time. I'll show you that again. You're going to put that in the notch, push down and forwards at the same time. If you have a particularly stubborn bolt, a particularly stubborn AK, you may need to just hold it in place and give it a little bump like that, and it'll go right together. But most of the time, you can just push straight forward. Next, we're going to go ahead and put our optic back on. Open your lever. Line the rail up with the rails on the optic mount, like so. Slide it forwards and push as far as it can go and close that lever. From there, you are done with this field strip. This gun, it's very simple, but it is not as easy to disassemble as an AR, besides the bolt carrier group. All in all, I think they kind of even out to be pretty much the same in terms of difficulty for a full detail strip. But let me know in the comments which rifle you prefer. Do you like the AR-15 or are you wrong? Anyway, thanks for watching. Tune in next time when I throw this at the German border.